In the fathomless cradle of an ocean untouched by time, where fractured beams of light tremble like whispered confessions, a world softly pulses beneath shimmering veils, cloaked in the breath of memory itself. Envision a city not hewn from granite or timber, but sculpted from living water and the core of emotion, each edifice breathing with the tender rhythm of heartbeats long cherished or quietly forgotten, glimmering with traces of souls who have woven their lives into its ephemeral lattice. Within Thalara, sound dissolves into reverent silence, and the weight of unspoken truths drifts heavily carried by the currents like ancient murmurs. Threads of luminous light ripple delicately through the fluid air, shaping intricate patterns, the delicate triple spirals of remembrance, binding the gentle spirits who call this world home. Children raise their slender palms, their touch as soft as dream silk, tracing iridescent arcs in the liquid light. They do not utter words. Rather, their language blooms in radiant flashes of pure emotion flowing beyond mere thought into the raw essence of feeling. Watch closely, and you will see joy's vibrant sapphire pulse merge with longing's deep amber whisper colors, unseen by eye, discerned only by the heart's secret language. Each flicker is a cascade of innocence, a sonorous tide lapping tenderly against consciousness' shore, echoing eternal memories caught in delicate balance. Yet beneath this shimmering beauty, a fragile truth hums a rhythm that can falter like a breath held too long. An errant resonance, a flicker out of sync, might ripple through the waters like a sudden stroke of sunlight before drowning in shadow, threatening to unravel the very fabric of this dream-carved world. One misalignment, a slight tremor of light, could splinter these tender forms. Each misplaced note, a fracture in the fragile architecture honed over eons. Close your eyes and feel the gentle pull of this submerged sanctuary. It is a sanctuary where every lingering feeling glows within the currents, carrying the weight of anticipation like warm silk brushing your skin. As the ocean cradles mysteries beneath its shifting veil, so do the Thalarans cradle their memories. Fragile orbs of light, humming softly in the silent depths, awaiting the touch that will awaken their luminous song. Here, silence is no void, but a luminous canvas painted with the resonant heartbeat of their collective being. Each flicker, a delicate note in an unseen symphony felt deep within the soul's core. What secrets shimmer beneath the surface like stars woven into the ocean's heart? A question lingers pulsing in the depths, yearning to bloom within those brave enough to dive into the thrumming currents of emotion. Souls dauntless and tender, reaching toward the elusive truth that glows just beyond the limit of sight. Welcome to Thalara, a hidden kingdom submerged deep beneath the ocean's tumultuous embrace. A realm delicately woven from shifting tides of luminous light and the ebb and flow of pure emotion. Envelop yourself within vast cityscapes sculpted not from cold stone, but from living water structures, their translucent surfaces shimmering with vibrant currents that pulse and breathe in sync with the intertwined heartbeats of its dwellers. Each radiating edifice radiates colors that ripple and cascade like the ocean's own mood, a fluid symphony reflecting the intricate emotional tides beneath this radiant civilization's surface. Here, no cobbled streets or noisy bazaars exist. Instead, Thalara hums softly with an ethereal resonance, a melodic cadence, where silent conversations unfold in crystalline layers of light, whispering profound meaning without uttered words. Life in this realm breathes with vibrancy. Every flicker of emotional light quivers with the very essence of those who inhabit it, inviting you to see not just structures, but the living souls embedded within their shimmering walls. As you float deeper into this world, a tender warmth washes over you, an unspoken understanding that transcends language, folded in the gentle currents of unseen reverberations that cascade like delicate waves upon a boundless sea. The air itself brims with tense expectancy, thick with swirling currents of emotion that ripple and merge folding memories like liquid silk, inviting you to feel the collective heartbeat of ages. Touch here is not mere contact, it is communion. Every surface remembers the hues of love, longing, joy, and loss. Painted upon it by those long past, each edifice a luminous vessel of living memory glowing softly with whispered stories that pulse in radiant echoes. Within Thalara, even objects are storytellers. They breathe with reverberations of ancient emotions, their luminous whispers flowing in currents bathed in flecks of shimmering light. This wondrous world balances on an exquisite thread of resonance and truth, thriving in the sacred weave of shared experience, yet beneath the radiant surface swirl shadows darker than the deepest abysses. The still depths hold secrets veiled in silence echoes from the lost souls of the unlit choir phantoms whose memories flutter like silken shadows just beyond perception's grasp. A subtle chill rolls through the glowing waters, a barely perceptible tremor at the edge of this warm, beckoning light, hinting at hushed narratives, yet untold. Far on the horizon, monumental memory structures rise and sway, their forms fluid and sinuous, bending gracefully to embrace the tidal shifts of collective feeling. Towering light trees spiral like living tendrils, their leaves each a cocoon cradling untarnished memories, patiently waiting for a heart pure enough to awaken them into radiant bloom. Picture Thalara's children dancing among these revered sentinels, their laughter drifting through the waters in cascades of liquid sunlight unanchored by spoken words. They embody untroubled freedom, rejoicing in the clarity of heartfelt communion, their emotions echoing pure as the breaking of sunlight through storm-furrowed clouds, the soft caress of moonlight upon the ocean's glassy surface, the silent sanctity of secrets entrusted in tender trust. Here, young spirits are cradled by the harmonies of their world, mastering the language of light and feeling, a resonance unpolluted by doubt or falsehood, where only the pristine purity of truth dwells. They weave streams of luminescent threads, interlacing in patterns both timeless and immediate, stitching a tapestry of unity that transcends the confines of mortal time. Yet, amid this kaleidoscope of shimmering joy, an undercurrent quivers, a fragile tension lurking just beneath the luminous veneer. In a realm ruled by honesty, the slightest discordant note threatens to fracture the delicate weave of Thalara's existence. It is within these suspended moments of suffocating silence that peril lingers. A fractured frequency can cleave hearts apart, casting spectral shadows that dim even the brightest hues of their shared light. Imagine crystalline memories fracturing as fragile glass, shattering into the vast void when truth is betrayed by careless utterance. Such is the exquisite fragility of their world, eternally bound to the resonance of intertwined hearts and the delicate harmonies of collective memory. As you journey deeper into this submerged realm, piercing questions emerge like splinters of crystal light. How does one navigate the boundless seas of emotion without surrendering to the tides of loss? In a realm where every flicker honors the weight of history, how do we revere the sacred bonds of connection while stepping boldly through the silent void that harbors infinite sorrow? It is this delicate balance, this labyrinthine dance of vulnerability and light, that forms the very soul of Thalara, a world suspended between the radiant glow of remembrance and the shadowed abyss of forgetting, where we must learn to hear the whispered truth buried within each heartbeat, softly echoing against the shimmering, translucent walls of existence. Have you ever pondered the essence of communication? In this luminous, submerged world of Thalara, where emotions cascade like shimmering currents of living light, one begins to feel the unseen pulse between us, the vast silent space that words can never fully inhabit. When we strive to illuminate our deepest feelings, do we truly cast the radiant heart of our intentions into these fluid waves? Or do we falter lost amidst the infinite hues of resonance that layer this shared reality like shifting iridescent tapestries, trembling and alive? Every flicker of brightness in this underwater sanctuary sings as a quiet testimony to a profound mystery that haunts the very nature of connection. Can we ever truly perceive one another, untethered by the veils that language builds? This unspoken question drifts like a delicate wake through the water's embrace, echoing softly against the trembling, translucent walls of live water-formed structures, stretching forth with an urgent shimmer that beckons deeper exploration. What threads draw us together in understanding here beneath the weight of expectation and the undulating shadows cast by our silent doubts? Can we navigate the labyrinthine currents of emotion without faltering? And how near are we to grasping the true depths within another's soul? As you turn your gaze across this radiant city of pulsating light, each living structure seems to breathe with resonance, vibrating in harmony with the universal heartbeat of Thalara itself. Yet beneath these soft glows, a deeper truth hums, a teasing, elusive melody, whispering that the key lies not in spoken sound, but in the cadence of our shared resonance. Each soul here vibrates with a unique emotional frequency, a symphony of colors, layers, and textures, flowing beyond verbal bounds, touching one another with the gentle weight of memory etched upon living light. Yet, nestled in this comforting sanctuary, there lingers a darker question. What if the light of our emotions bends fractured or unrecognized, robbing us of true connection? Imagine an ephemeral dance, children twirling amidst pillars of flickering luminescence, their laughter weaving fluid melodies into the symphony of emotional vibrations that saturate the air. Each spark of joy ignites pathways of connection, weaving a luminous tapestry that links heart to heart, illuminating the fragile cracks left by wounds once hidden and unfelt. But in the soft shadows past, their laughter dwells an aching awareness, a haunting acknowledgement that emotions untouched too long grow heavy, anchoring us in solitude, etching a melancholic shadow into this once glorious weave. What agonies stir beneath the translucent surface when our unspoken truths remain suspended like fragile glass shells, emitting cries that ripple silently through the darkened depths. And so we float in this shimmering realm of living light, where the promise of joy waltzes just beyond our reach, its radiant whispers tantalizing, then dissolving into oblivion the instant we try to seize it. Memories swirl like a gentle mist, each one steeped in the luminous hues of longing, entwined within threads of past joys and sorrows, shaping the flow of our encounters. Yet what of those emotions never echoed, the trembling hesitations that vibrate within the heavy silence like ghostly shapes emerging from unfathomable depths? They linger with patient resonance, awaiting a partner to dance once more. The clarity of any bond here rests upon the delicate frequency of empathy. Can we listen deeply enough, open ourselves fully enough to embrace the pure truth of another? Can we brave the still waves of silence that shroud our most secret yearnings and dive courageously into the torrential currents of vulnerability? In Thalara, these uncharted waters brim with the echoing souls of those who have cried silently, yearning to find a heart tender enough to hear them. The fragile balance of trust hangs poised on the shimmering edge between the remembered and the forgotten. Yet within this liminal realm echoes the deepest truths of our existence. As you dissolve deeper into this soft narrative, consider the power lingering in acknowledgement. An unsaid word is as delicate as a glass shell, perched on the brink of shattering in the faintest touch. What are we willing to release or dare to unfold to illuminate the path that leads to full connection? Even as the tendrils of self-doubt weave their quiet way through our hearts, we wonder if the light we hide could become a beacon too bright, perhaps hazardous. In moments when the glow dims low, can we summon the courage to illuminate the wounds we carry, embracing the interplay of light and shadow dwelling within? For as we sift through layers, searching the depths for resonance, we open ourselves, sending a radiant pulse that pierces the abyss. Herein pulses the heart of the most poignant inquiry. Are we brave enough to share our innermost essence, knowing that the siren call of distortion lies just beyond the veil? Are we willing to surrender to the luminous currents of vulnerability, trusting that connection may heal the fractures carved deep within our souls, while revealing the exquisite beauty born of shared emotion? The quest for truth teems with silent peril, yet the luminous shimmer that enfolds us urges bold exploration. In Thalara, the awakening dawns clear. The truest understanding neither speaks through the spoken word nor amid the enveloping silence. Instead, it dwells within the quivering pulse of feeling, the involuntary, yet steadfast quiver of living light exchanged between kindred spirits. Perhaps here in this aqueous cradle of resonance lies the very essence of existence, a language born from the core of emotion, ebbing and swelling, like the ocean's tides, alive with meaning, alive with grace. As you muse on these rippling questions, consider what it means to wield the delicate power of resonance to become a radiant beacon, navigating uncharted shimmering waters, illuminating the truths that forge connections, casting away the shadows of fearful isolation. Here in Thalara, it is the fleeting, evanescent reflections of emotion that guide us deeper into connection's heart, calling us to embrace the journey ahead with all its brilliant complexities, entwined forever with shadows of longing. So dare we follow these flickering calls within the depths, unafraid to seek the echoed whispers that resonate, backshaping the fragile bonds of understanding. For in every breath we draw, in every trembling flicker of light, lies the infinite promise of discovery waiting silently just beneath the surface. In the very heart of Thalara, where shimmering waves of living light undulate in silent rhythm, felt rather than heard, the faintest echoes of the unsaid beckon like a gentle tide. Here emotion flows and ebbs as the ocean's breath itself, stirring the air with the promise of an adventure poised to unfold. A delicate trail of soft luminescence quivers in the vast depths, guiding those brave and tender-hearted toward an unseen treasure, one shimmering just beyond grasp, wrapped in light and longing. As seekers of truth, adorned by the glimmering currents of Thalara's breathing architecture, we step forth into this resplendent living world. The light enfolds us, pulsing in tender harmony with the emotions cradled within, illuminating a path that reveals not only clarity, but also shadows. Phosphorescent and hesitant, clinging like memory dew upon the skin of the moment, the children of Thalara dance like fireflies within this cathedral of liquid light, their laughter a ripple of joy woven into the ambient emotions saturating their homes, which pulse with the warm, ever-shifting glow of shared feeling. Their innocent delight paints swirling patterns in the air as they twirl and drift, each movement a soft cascade of radiant essence, a reminder that here time is but a malleable thread woven with affection and reverie in every heartbeat. Yet, even as we glide through this luminous beauty, deeper questions tug insistently at our spirits. How can we dive beyond the surface currents of collective heartbeats, unlocking the secrets encased within this ocean of memory? As if summoned by our yearning, the very architecture of Thalara brightens its living forms, rippling with exquisite intensity, fantastical structures sculpted from flowing light currents that bear the stories of countless memories. These memories cling like droplets of dew on strands of morning grass, each dwelling, radiating the emotional spectrum that birthed it, the laughter of children, now grown the tearful farewells of parting souls, all existence transmuted into hues, vibrant and shifting, awaiting rediscovery anew. Approaching one such sanctuary, the inverted spiral temple, the silence thickens, folding around us like a gentle, expectant embrace. The temple rises like an inverted dance of spirals, its luminous curves a flickering conversation between the remembered and the forgotten. It promises clarity. Here, in this rare refuge, we might hear what shadows dare not speak. Entering a hushed stillness envelops us. The air itself is electric, every particle vibrating with the resonance of unspoken words, a chorus of vibrant emotions reaching out to be heard. Tentatively, we rest our hands upon the temple's cool, luminescent walls, the living water structures alive with countless heartbeats, and let our pulses find rhythm with its ancient pulse. Instantly, the air thickens with possibility. Emotionally charged currents swirl each flicker, a voice, each voice, a story itching to be unveiled. This sanctuary of echoes draws us deeper into the mysterious currents of thalassic wisdom, our souls weaving into the very fabric of memory itself. Reality slips away the borders of self, melting into radiant light until the illumination blazes nearly too bright to bear. Yet, just as the light crescendos, the delicate architecture begins to unravel. The fragile lattice of connection, fraying, twisting, distorting, threatening to shatter into a million discordant notes. A sharp flicker of panic dances at the edge of consciousness as waves of sorrowful dissonance reverberate from the walls, a haunting legacy of those forgotten or silenced memories submerged beneath shadows heavy with sorrow. The unbearable weight of unacknowledged pain crystallizes into a tangible dissonance. What once thrummed with vibrant harmony now echoes, fractured and broken like a priceless bowl, shattered into countless stardust shards. Gasping upward to the surface, clutching these trembling memories close, the ocean reveals a truth both devastating and radiant. We are the stewards of one another's stories, intertwined like threads of light and shadow. This fragile dance of connection depends upon our courage to hold each other's truths, even when those truths tremble with fear and longing. The children's laughter fades into murmurs, unvoiced pain, anger buried deep beneath the waves, a yearning stretched taut for connection. And we caught in this undertow of revelation murmur back, dipping toes into these waters with our own memories' threads woven into the vast tapestry. Allowing the waves to flow free, we begin the tender journey of unearthing our own truths, each pulse sparking illumination along hidden corridors of the heart. Every flicker of shared emotion opens gateways to understanding, revealing a lattice of luminous strings that bind us as we dance once more to the rhythm of vulnerability, guiding us through turbulent waters. Here light shimmers in reverent honor of our intertwined histories, drawing us ever nearer, hearts aligned in the search for whispered echoes of resonance. Connections are forged in the embrace of raw authenticity, every thread a gentle reminder that even the lingering shadows may be illuminated if only we heed the call. But then hesitation blooms, a swelling doubt, as the magnitude of these discoveries weighs upon us. What if we are unprepared for the truths waiting beneath? The tides of memory surge unpredictably, threatening to pull us beneath their depths. Can we summon the courage to reach out to grasp the hands shimmering beside us and dive deeper still into the fading memories of a world longing to awake? Drawn onward by a shared heartbeat, we move toward these flickering memories, piercing through the dark, the luminous landscapes before us, offering possibility of restored connection, a hollowness filling with warming light and the tender feeling of wholeness rising anew. Each encounter bears a silent promise, the dawning light of understanding poised just beyond the shifting tide. Within Thalara, amidst halls alive with luminescent emotion and the rekindled spark of laughter's return, we uncover the truth lying beneath the surface. United upon waves of resonance, this unfolding journey of emotional healing beckons, an illumination pulsing with infinite possibility, carrying us forward as we tread the shimmering currents of hope, understanding, and connection. As we tread deeper into the undulating luminous haze, a subtle stirring awakens from the fathoms of Thalara, a swelling tide of emotion that ripples through the living currents of water, throbbing with the tension of long-buried truths, desperate to pulse into our sight. The glowing structures around us, formed of sentient liquid light, flicker and shimmer in delicate resonance, their rhythms breathing, in time with the awakening that pulses deep within the essence of our being. This radiant arena of light enfolds us like a sacred cradle where memory takes form and substance. A fragile shard of the past dances, fragmenting and weaving itself anew before our eyes. It unfolds like an ancient oscillating script, its liquid lines brushing against our consciousness with an aching tenderness, imbued with a resonance echoing forgotten dreams. This ephemeral moment draws us into the heart of an unwritten story, binding our spirits in a silent language that words could never hope to contain. The atmosphere thickens with an electric hum, the charged water around us vibrating softly like the heartbeat of a great bioluminous creature just beneath the surface. Old emotions surge forth from shadowed depths within us, unearthing echoes of sorrow and longing long hidden in the vaulted chambers of our hearts. These flickering lights cast trembling laments upon the shadowed edges of this liquid realm, illuminating the eternal struggle, the tightly coiled tension of voices, unspoken feelings left adrift, the vital life force dulled by neglect and silence. From the swirling pools of shifting glow, a face emerges, at once luminous and fragile, etched in spectral light, achingly familiar. It is a beloved figure lost in the ever-shifting sands of time, yet burning with a soft pulse that ripples warmly around it. The glowing currents carry sad refrains and whispering memories, sweeping over us like waves that crash relentlessly against a cliff face, overwhelming raw and yet invigorating. The cold touch of living water rushes past our feet, sharpening the rawness, clawing at our insides, igniting a fierce hunger within our souls, a savage yearning for connection, for deep understanding, but coupled with a deep, tremulous fear. What if this truth, born not in isolation, but in the shared depths of communal grief, unravels all the foundations we have so delicately constructed? A sonorous echo vibrates within the temple's shimmering walls, a resonant struggle weaving through the great halls, striving to voice the inexpressible depth of loss. The emotional current swirls with deliberate intensity, crashing gently yet insistently against our hearts, as we stand at the precipice of vulnerability, desperation, clutching at our throats. Can we truly accept this truth, the aching melancholy we have tried so fiercely to forget? In this suspended moment, we come to understand truth does not exist merely to comfort us. It demands a reckoning from within. With each flicker of the radiant light, we trace the intricate threads of anguish that bind us, the ageless fabric weaving together happiness and sorrow. Every interlacing layer reveals the fragile intimacy of human connection, the bittersweet duality of existence where love kindles joy, yet carves deep, silent wounds when left unspoken. As the glowing currents intensify, so does our understanding the emotional tapestry enveloping us, now mirroring the triple spiral sigils that adorn Thalara's living, breathing architecture. Each twisting filament enfolds a fragment of our souls, revealing the scars and delicate beauties that embody our shared existence. Then, as our heartbeats synchronize in a silent symphony, a gentle spelunking begins, a luminous merging of hearts illuminating the shared currents of grief that have indelibly colored and shaped our lives. Amid the cresting waves of emotion, the truth bursts forth, an uncontainable cascade of resonant light that washes over us like a cleansing tide, bringing the poignant awakening that pain, when embraced, does not fracture but fortifies the bonds of connection, drawing us ever closer. We gasp as the luminous waves rise and break against the walls of our hearts, whispering softly among themselves, "You are not alone." In that sacred moment, the radiant surge enfolds us, a healing pulse of light and shadow entwining within our shared memories, forever altering the undulating landscape of Thalara. Beneath this shimmering glow, we find solace in the profound communion of experience, consuming, liberating a revelation that underpins the fragile beauty of existence within this eternal living realm. As the radiant glow that once danced like liquid flame begins to subside, we find ourselves suspended within the delicate aftermath of revelation, a flickering hush that drapes over the once tumultuous currents like a silken shroud woven from threads of forgotten light. The air hums with the soft, trembling resonance of truth, lingering its echoes, weaving a tapestry of reverberations that settle gently upon our skin, cooling and soothing the raw, jagged edges left by the recent emotional surge. Around us, a gentle warmth unfurls, not from heat, but from the tender heartbeat of Thalara's living waters, breathing ease into the spaces where tension once resided. Yet, beneath this fragile calm, a weighty question stirs heavy, with the shimmering possibility of what comes next. What shall we do with this newfound understanding that pulses like a living triple spiral within our souls? The memories that have surfaced breeze softly like liquid light, forming shimmering orbs that hover around us, glowing with crystalline clarity, impregnated by the shared breaths of truth and the poignant resonance of revelation. Each orb pulses with a quiet luminescence, a delicate reflection of emotions imprinted in their essence, inviting us to touch them with empathy and let their light weave into our being. Will we carry these orbs with reverence, allowing their radiance to chart our course through the shifting tides ahead? Or will the vast ocean's currents claim them once again, dissolving their fragile brilliance into the tending shadows of forgetfulness? Surrounding us, the city of Thalara breathes alive with luminescent structures shaped from living water, their surfaces rippling softly like membranes of flowing light, throbbing in unison with the steady heartbeat of this shared moment. Each radiant pulse is a reminder that we are not isolated flickers, but intertwined threads weaving endlessly into the exquisite tapestry of existence. This emotional understanding lingers in the spaces between breaths, blooming like inverted lotus flowers of light within the chambers of our hearts, an invitation to hold vulnerability gently, to resonate openly with one another, and to honor the fragile balance where light and shadow meet and merge. As I cast my gaze upon the faces of my fellow travelers, I witness a flicker of recognition, a silent shimmering bond glowing brighter than the most resplendent sun, illuminating the deep reefs of this submerged realm. It pulses with life and whispered courage, beckoning us to step beyond the veils cast by our fears and embrace the radiant vulnerability that connects us all. Amidst the murmured whispers cradled within the shifting currents, I realize that we carry within us the power to transmute this truth into shimmering strands of action, to weave our raw experiences into living light that pulses vibrantly through the radiant depth, forging connections anew and weaving memory into being. Yet still the ocean calls deep, mysterious, and infinite, its living depths thrumming with the promise of undiscovered truths, as yet unspun within the currents of time. Will we dare to plunge once more into its cool embrace, seeking the flickering glimmers of forgotten memory buried beneath the swelling waves? The horizon stretches outward, glowing softly with the allure of uncharted adventures, tempting us to venture beyond the familiar currents that have so long cradled our hearts like a steady lullaby. In the end, it is this yearning, the desire to feel the full spectrum of emotion, to connect ever deeper, and to honor both our luminous beauty and our intricate scars, that allows the glowing, living heart of Thalara to thrive. Here in this sanctuary, where memories are not merely recalled but cherished and fostered, the unwritten promise of tomorrow hums gently within the radiant currents of today, breathing life into dreams yet to be spoken, yet to be felt, yet to be shared.